And we're live.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I see everyone joining. I'll make this full screen in just a moment. Thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. While we just give everyone a moment to join, I do encourage you to use the chat. And then if you have specific questions, you can throw them in the questions option, just so we don't lose any questions in the chat if you do have them. Okay. Oh, hey, Lachlan. Hey, Jill. Thanks for coming. All right, cool. So we have a bunch to get through today, so we'll just go ahead and get started. I will be kind of going in and out between the, I have my web app open here for Canva. I will also be showing some links in my browser, so you might see some in and out. And I also do want to just take a pop in on the chat. So yeah, that just will be explained. That explains my going in and out between it. So let's go ahead and just get this started and go into present mode. All right, so welcome to Canva Power Hour, Canva Essentials, Design Like a Pro in 60 Minutes, presented by Design Lab 24/7 and myself. So a little bit about me before we get into our content and I learn a little bit more about you. My name is Emily Cleary. I am a senior UX researcher. I currently work at Edward Jones Investments. I'm also a UX strategist, so I've done that in the past. I do a little bit of that now at my current role. I'm a UX UI mentor for Design Lab. I've been here for 3 years. It's been a wonderful experience mentoring all types of students who are getting into UX design. And outside of that life, I am a singer, songwriter, and DJ. So I've had gigs all weekend, and now I'm excited to be here hosting this event. So thank you again for coming. I am in Miami, Florida, so Eastern time, and I have a master's in sociology. My introduction into UX was quite the journey, but I love it here. And I love using tools like Canva, both inside my UX life and inside my other life as a singer, songwriter, and DJ. So today I'm going to go over kind of how I use Canva to create flyers for singing gigs, DJ gigs, promo material for music releases, promo material for speaking engagements, presentations. I used it for my resume alongside Figma, image generation. So all of these different things. And this list of companies and organizations here are companies that I've worked for or that I'm affiliated with. So I've done a contract with Avis and Pininfarina. I taught the design boot camp at University of Miami and University of Wisconsin-Madison. I am a voting member of the Recording Academy, so that's my music side, and a mentor for Grammy U. So who's in the room today? Tell me where you're joining from and what is your experience with Canva? So is it something that you use? Is it something that you want to learn how to use? So are you a designer? Are you in marketing? Let me know who's here and I'll take a look at the chat just so I have a better idea. And then also, if you don't have a free Canva account yet, I highly suggest you make one as I'm starting to get into this, because it'll be helpful for you to move along especially during the create session. And if you want to just kind of go along as I'm showing you around Canva. I will be showing both free and paid features today. I have a paid account, so a Canva Pro account, and I will go over the differences in those features. So let me just quickly see who is in the room with us today. All right, let me scroll up here a little. I see Seattle, California, Tampa, New York City, New Jersey, London. Nice. Okay, PM, designer, new user. Awesome. So all types of people in here. Let's see. Okay. So yes, this is being recorded and will be sent out to you afterwards. So, okay, product designer, nonprofit, social media. Okay, great. Graphic designer. Awesome. Account manager. Okay, so many different people in here. Guatemala City. Super cool. Thank you all so much for joining. I really appreciate you dedicating some time today to learning something new. All right, back to present mode. All right, so a little bit about the agenda. So we're going to go over kind of a basics, a refresher, the essentials first, to just kind of show you around the tool if you don't know what the tool looks like or how to work it. Then we'll go into the Canva AI overview, where I'll show you the different AI options and kind of how to prompt them. We'll go into a create section. So I have different options. I have a social media post, a slide deck, a resume. If we have time, we can do all three quickly, maybe 5 minutes each. But the basics are the same. It's just like learning how to use different templates and what you can manipulate in those templates. Or if there is a heavy leaning towards one specifically, we can focus on that and spend a little more time there. So I'm open there. Then we'll go into some time-saving tips like keyboard shortcuts, template search, brand kit setup, and then Canva in your workflow. So some ways that you can use Canva in your workflow, and we should have about 5 minutes at the end for questions. All right, so let's get into the Canva basics refresher, where I'm going to just walk through the Canva interface, explain what's in each menu item, and show you the Canva Free versus Canva Pro. So I'll show you that first, Canva Free versus Canva Pro, because I do have to switch my tab here and show you a different link. So let me do that first. Okay. So just so you're aware, there are a lot of Canva Free features, which is really great. I used Canva Free for a long time before I switched over to Pro. So you can kind of ignore the two on the right, Canva Teams and Canva Enterprise. But this is just basically from the Canva pricing. Let me drop the link in here so you can also have it and take a look at it if you want to. So let's go through this. So Canva Free, you have your drag and drop, which is, I think, such a key feature of Canva. It makes it really easy to use. Tons of templates, millions of templates for you to choose from, design types like social media posts, documentation, presentations, stock photos, graphics, AI. So you still have Canva AI. The AI works via credits. So you just have like kind of less credits, interactive designs that you can build, different formatting, multiple formats, design printing, and then 5 GB of cloud storage. So in Canva Pro, which I switched over to maybe like 2 years ago, because I personally got frustrated with choosing images and templates that I really liked that were for Canva Pro. So the way that you can tell that it's Canva Pro is it has this little crown icon, and I'll show you when I'm walking through. Because I was always choosing those crown ones and I didn't have access. So I upgraded, and I think the price is pretty fair for as much as I use it. So you get everything in free, including unlimited access to all the premium templates, which is templates, photos, videos, graphics, icons, images, so many different things. Brand kits, resize and translate designs, removing backgrounds, which is a tool that I use quite often, and it works really well. Creating, resizing, translating, and removing backgrounds at scale as well. All of the AI tool suite, planning social content, a whole terabyte of cloud storage, and you get online support. So those are the main differences in the case that you are considering Canva Pro. All right, and let me switch back over here to my desktop. Okay, also Canva is available on the browser and on the desktop. So I just prefer the desktop version. I think it's a little bit easier to use. So let's just do a walkthrough of what we have here. Okay, so let me just make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yes, this is the basic interface of Canva. On the left-hand side is your nav bar. If you open the menu, you can see some of kind of like recent designs and things like that in your home. I'll leave that closed for now. So if you click on create, you can create a design from here. You can create a design from many places. This is kind of like a shortcut. So you can type in something that you'd like to create. It has some suggestions for you. And then you have like your full suite on the left-hand side. And then if you click more, everything here shows up. On your homepage, you can also create. So this is a Canva AI feature. You have templates, and then you have your designs. Okay, so then we go to projects. These are all of the things that I've been making, different folders that I have. So this is my that terabyte of storage that I was talking about. Everything is located here in a central location. If you click on templates, let's just open this up so you can see kind of the options here. So templates, photos, graphics, creators, and start content. You can view things that way. All the different types of templates are here. You can search by categories that they already have created. And also you can search thousands of templates. So let's see, let's do Instagram story. And you have all these options that come up, right? And then you can filter, and then I'll show you a little bit more about that later when it comes to filtering. In brand, important here that you have this part open. You can make your brand kit, which I'll show you later. This is a paid feature, the brand kit. Your brand templates, and then your brand controls, which is really more for teams. So I don't have a Canva team, it's just me. But this is like restrictions, brand fonts. So if you are a designer and you're sharing it with your marketing team, for example, you can set restrictions so they can't change up the brand kit by accident. So it's kind of like a fail-safe. Then you have your Canva AI, which we will go into in detail later. So I'll just show you this for now. And then your apps. So all the different app integrations, there's so many different things that you can add into an already full suite when it comes to Canva. Blending images, Light Lab, which might be similar to like a Lightroom. I think it organizes these different apps and add-ins in a nice way. So lots of things that you can add in here, and then you can filter it on this side. And then you have your notifications and your profile. So then when you're in Create, let's just choose something, Instagram story, because when you're in the create portion, your options change. And I just want to walk you through these. So you're in your design here, you can search templates. You have your elements. Well, let me actually just choose a template so you can see. Okay. You have your elements. So these are like your shapes. You have images, videos, audio, things like that that you can add, stickers, charts, text. So this is where you can add all your text or change your text, or add your brand fonts or use your brand fonts. This is where you can apply your brand kit, right? So this is a brand kit that I already have made. So I just applied some of those colors. All of your uploads are here. So any images that you upload, including images that you create in Canva AI, you can upload them automatically here. You have other tools like the draw feature, creating more shapes, lines, things of that nature. You can see your projects and your apps. All right, so those are kind of our basics on the interface. Okay, I see a question pop up here. Let's see what it is. Can users assign print quality or only screen media? Okay. Let me see. That's not something that I've had to use before, but I can definitely look that up at the end and give you an answer. Thank you for that question. Okay, so that is our basics refresher. And let's go into the AI overview. So there are 5 main options: make a design, create an image, craft a document, code, and create a video clip. And then there's Magic Design, which is inside of the design editor to create custom templates and designs using keywords. So let me go back here and show you that. Okay, so just head over to Canva AI and you can choose an option. So let's start with create an image. So these are images that I've created. For images, there are additional features, like for example, in design that they don't have, there's no feature for this. So we can choose minimalist. And you just start describing your image to bring it to life, right? So like the more descriptive your prompt, the better result you'll get. But let's create something here. So I'm looking at my window, sunny day in Miami, overlooking a kayaker on the ocean. Okay, so making some of this up, but let's see what it gives me. You can also change the size of what you want it to create. So I clicked the arrow there and now it's generating. So just give it some time to think and let's see what happens. So we chose minimalist. I think it did a pretty good job here. So I like this one here. And this one's also cool. So let's just use this one. You can boost the resolution. And while it's doing that, let me show you what else you can do here. So you can download it. You can edit it. So if you move it, you can add it to your uploads, right? And then it'll show up like in your uploads when you're creating. And I'll show you that later. You'll be able to see it. You can edit also if you choose edit. And you can use Magic Studio. So there's even more features here. So if you see that crown that I was talking about for Pro, that's where you see that, for example. So this is a background remover. So let's remove the background. Let's see what it does. Everything's gone besides our kayaker. And let's just Command Z, basic shortcut, and everything's back. So lots of things that you can do here. But let me show you some of the other options in Canva AI. All right, so like for example, design for me, there's no filter options or things like that, but some things that you can design, like an invite, invite friends to my cozy housewarming. So you don't just have to type in something, you don't have to prompt it. You can use a template. You can create an ad. I was doing an invitation earlier. You can create a logo. So let's just do a logo real quick and see what happens. So it opens up this full agent. I didn't give it any additional prompt. It was just design a logo for my organic juice bar. Nothing about how I want it to look, that colors that I want. So let's see what it comes up with. All right. I like this one the most. So then I can go ahead, open up the editor and start changing it, add my brand colors, change the font, do things like that. So it's a great base when it comes to creating an asset, right? I'm no illustrator, so that's something that I might use. You can create a document. So the different types of documents are listed here, summary, blog post. Something that I created earlier was, I think it was this, remote work guidelines. And it's pretty, right? And things are spelled correctly, which you can't always count on when it comes to AI. But it creates this nice document, and then you can go in again and change it. I think the coding one is pretty cool. It's not something that I need in my work, but you can create all sorts of things. So I created this one. This was just a prompt that I found. I didn't customize it or anything. So this was to create a 15-minute meditation countdown timer design. So let's go to version 1. And this is what it created, right? So it's interactive. You can start it, you pause it, and you can reset it. So it works. It's giving you all the code quickly, and then you can use it in a design. You can also show the code, snippet, so you can copy and paste it if you need to use it elsewhere. And then you can also create a video clip, which is pretty cool as well. So let's see, claymation sequence. Let's see what it gives us here. Okay, it says it might take up to 2 minutes, so we can come back to this just for time. The other thing that I wanted to show you that's pretty cool is that you can also upload an image and then use your voice to have it do something for you. So we can see if this works. Make the sky look like it's sunset. So you can also just prompt it from there and it'll work for you. Okay, cool. I also want to show you quickly the magic design. So let's start here. So I started at create. And magic design works when you are not using a template. Where is it here? Give me a second. So I know it's magic design when there's that little sparkle on the search bar. So maybe I prompted something wrong. Just give me a second. Okay. You do create. Let's do Instagram post. Okay, there we go. So now I know it's on Magic Design because it has a little sparkle on the magnifying glass. So what Magic Design does is instead of using the millions of templates that Canva already has, it creates something for you in an instant. So let's do a Winter Wonderland party invitation. This is something that I did earlier when I was creating this. But you can see here, like it has results already. Those are the templates that already exist. And then it's creating these new templates up here where you see this kind of gray flashing in and out. So that is the AI working. And then you can choose one of the templates that it has created. So that is the Magic Design feature. And once you use this, it uses some of your AI credits. All right. So let's see where we're at. Let me check the chat. Oh, there's lots of questions here. Okay, so we can get to some of these later. And I see some of the questions are being answered. So thank you so much for that, Chadwick. Yeah, so let's get to that a little bit later because I just want to make sure I do get through all of the content. Okay. So let's create something in Canva. Do we have a preference on what we want to create? Just so I know that we get that thing done. So I have a social media post, a slide deck, a resume. I did see some social media people in the chat. So you can just drop in the chat if anyone has preferences, and I'll kind of just look over it quickly. Or if there's something else that you're thinking about, is it maybe a presentation deck? Or I think I have a pitch deck in there. Yeah, so kind of the same thing. So let's see what the chat is saying. Presentation, social media. Okay. Social media. Okay, so I'm seeing social media and I'm seeing presentation. So let's start with social media. All right, so I'm in templates. I am going to choose an Instagram story. You can choose whatever you like. You can choose blank, right? If you want to create it from the ground up. I believe that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, that you can, do things that are already there and then you can change them. So let's see here. We could start with this. And let's customize a template. So there's different ways to get to this. I chose templates. You can also choose from the homepage, the create button. You'll get to the same place. All right, so let's open up design. And let's start creating something for the Canva workshop. So say we want to host a workshop. And in that case, maybe I'll actually use a different template. Let me see what I recently used. There was one I recently used that I liked that I'm not seeing. Let me start from here instead. Maybe because it wasn't a story, it might have been a post. Okay, it was this one. So instead, I went to Instagram post, not story. And I found something that I recently used just by looking through the templates. So I thought that this one was good. So what I first want to do is implement my brand colors. So I went to brand, right? I've already created my brand kit, which I'll show you later. And I'm going to choose my brand colors. So this looks good. I know that I can change the colors of all the specific elements. So I'll just start here. And I'll start by changing this. So this color up here, I want to be white. Okay, and then this color, I guess it's like a stroke color. Let's change it to, where's my specific colors here? Here. to this light yellow. It's like a stroke color. You can't really see it, but it's in there. Okay, and then I want to change this text color to black. Okay, because I want it to stand out more. And I want to change my font. So I could take hours looking through fonts. I'm not going to do that. I will spare you. But it's fun to see like the different looks, right? So I do know that I want a bold font. So what I'm going to do is search bold. And it shows me some bold fonts. So it really helps with the thousands of fonts that are inside Canva and that just exist in general to narrow some things down. So let's see. Do I like that? It's not bad, but I don't really like how something happened with the spelling here. Okay. I think the letters are too far apart. So what I'm going to do is go to the advanced settings in the text, and I'm going to change the letter spacing. So they're shorter, and then I'm going to increase the line spacing so there's more space, right? So it looks better here, even though it's the letter spacing still kind of, it's okay. I don't love it. So let me choose something else. Let's go with this, right? I don't want to spend all my time doing this for the purpose of this workshop. If I wasn't in this workshop, I wouldn't do things probably so quickly. I take my time. So let's go with this for now, kind of changing the look completely. And we want to move this over. So there are like lots of design principles that I'm using, right? I'm a designer, so I kind of know these principles. You shouldn't have these overlaps and things like that, but this is more so about how to use Canva. So some of those design principles, like I won't be explaining today. So let's say Design Lab, right? Best to use the Design Lab logo, but for the purpose of time, let's just change the font. I do like the cursive. I don't like this font. I think it's too hard to read. So let's find something else. Sweet Apricot. That's okay. Doesn't really match. Design Lab. Canva does also offer like font pairings, so you can find that as well. I am just choosing my own. All right, let's go with this. Not the best pairing, but again, for time. And we want to change to Canva Power Hour. It's too big, so let's make it a bit smaller. And I knew it was too big because it was hitting the edges. All right, so now we can start changing some of these other things that are on the flyer. So Canva Power Hour will help you understand main features and Canva AI. Also, way too small. I'm not going to worry about changing this font for now. I wouldn't leave it at this font. It's not matching the other fonts, but I already showed you how to change fonts, right? I want to show you how to use different things. So that's that. You can also let's bold it so that it's your basic Command B on the Mac. Okay, so let's do this. This is just like a little icon, a little image element. You have options to expand, to rotate. Let's just rotate it. And so now it's like this zoomed in version. I'm going to Command Z it because it looks funny, but I can flip it around for this. Maybe not the best example because it's still the same image, but you can flip it and then flip it vertically as well and edit it. You can add animations. So this specific element can rise in. You can also add animations to your flyer as a whole. You can fade it in. You can enter on exit or both. There's tons of different animations that you can add to your elements and to your flyer. Another feature that I love, just so I don't forget to show you, is to duplicate the page. So you can make an exact duplicate and then start making changes here. It's like, okay, well, I like this font, but I want to test another font. I'm going to do it here. Or I'm going to implement my colors in a different way here. So I have multiple assets for my social media page when I start posting it. So those are some things that you can do there. And then let's look at the elements. So what do we have? I think the megaphone makes sense here. You can generate images right inside the design tool. You can add some stickers. Let's see, what do we have for stickers? Recommendations. Okay, maybe this one might work live now. And it's animated, right? It's moving. So if we were to create this flyer in a way that this fit, and we're actually running the workshop right now, then this would be a fit for that, right? It doesn't look very good with the colors and things like that. But again, I'm just showing you how you can use all the different features. Something else that's really cool is resize. So resize is a pro feature, but really helpful, especially if you're on a marketing team. So you have the option to resize this Instagram feed post into a story post, or what have you, depending on what it is that you're creating initially. So we're going to do story. Let's copy and resize, or I can resize this design, but let's do copy and resize so we don't lose this one, and see what it comes up with. So it does create it in a new page. Does a pretty good job of laying out the elements. So maybe I would just move this up more, move everything so it's taking up more of the space when I create my story, but it's still a really good base for whatever you're creating. All right, so let's see what else here. Now we can just continue with this. We went over the text, so things that you can change also. So here's like some of your font combinations, right? That you can use if you don't want to look through the fonts. So this is a really nice feature as well. And like, it looks pretty cool if you have like a really certain look that you're going for, right? So this is like very kind of cutesy. All right. And all your uploads, so you can add here. So remember that image I created earlier, it's here now. So because I moved it, so this is where you can go ahead and use this in your flyer if you needed it. So I will say a lot of this is just kind of choosing your base template and then changing the elements in order and information, obviously, so you can use this to your advantage. Okay, so the other winner was the slide deck. And then if we have time at the end, I can always come back and do the resume. We're getting through a lot here in just an hour. So let's do the slide deck. Close all this stuff. Okay, let's create pitch deck presentation. All right. So what do we have here? I have all these pitch deck templates here. So pitch deck is just a form of a presentation. Your presentation can be anything. Like I made my presentation for today in Canva. So let's do, I don't love any of these, but let's just go with this for now. So I want to apply all the pages so everything shows up here at the bottom. So what's cool about something like this, right, a pitch deck, is that if you've never made a pitch deck before and you're a new entrepreneur trying to get some funding or whatever it is, oh, I like this one better. Let's do this one. All right, looks like a good burger on the screen. So if you're doing a pitch deck, but you don't know what needs to be inside a pitch deck, Canva is basically telling you. So this, you can learn everything that you need here. I would advise you to probably take a look at different presentations and see what information they're telling you that you need, but everything is here. So let's see what we have. You have your problem statement, your solution, you have this interactive chart that you can work with, and I can open that up for you, show you how that works, market opportunity, business model, et cetera, et cetera. So you have everything that you need. And this one is animated as well. So let's go ahead and start changing some of the elements. So I know that I didn't change the image on the other one. Let's make this, because I'm a musician sponsorship. Okay, pitch deck. And I'll apply my colors. Cool. Well, it looks like a little like Burger King. All right. Let's change the image so it does look like Burger King. Let's use this vinyl. I found this one earlier. I had just searched vinyl in the elements and it came up. So, because I don't need a hamburger, I think this is more relevant for me. Oh, what happened there? All right, let's take it out of there. Bring it back here. Okay, so revolutionizing the musical experience. Okay, just make it a little bit more relevant, right? And then you can start moving some of these background assets around. I don't even know that I want to keep these, but that's something I can decide later, right? So now we have this musician sponsorship pitch deck. I don't need the lettuce. Don't think I need the lettuce. So I'm going to use this microphone instead of the lettuce. So again, I just found this earlier by searching through the elements, and I'll just show you what I did. So then I'm going to write my problem statement. Musicians face more challenges due to AI's influence on music industry. Okay, so you can go on and change things. I don't like the yellow here, so I'm just going to click on the yellow and then change it to white. Think it looks better? Great. Okay, so the way I found this microphone, just search microphone. And you have all the graphics that came up, the photos, audio, videos, tons of stuff came up. So I think I found it, yeah, in here in the photos. But as you can see, like a lot of these images that are more clear, don't have backgrounds, things like that, are Canva Pro. So again, that definitely led to me choosing Canva Pro over other things. Excuse me, over Canva Free. All right. Make it what you want it to be. And I'll just show you this first. So if you double click into your chart, so all I did was just double click into it. You can edit your data right here. Really, really easy. You can import data. Also some more options here on what should be shown. And you can choose what kind of chart you want. So you can change this to a donut chart. You can change it to, what else? Packed circles, right? And then change the colors to match your presentation. So lots of options here. All right, so let me get back to our slides here, and let me just pulling up my notes. Okay, let's move forward just for the sake of time. We have 20 minutes left. So these are some time-saving tips. So keyboard shortcuts. I can send you the full list here. And let me do that now. Drop that in the chat for you, so you have it. So Canva actually provides a great list of keyboard shortcuts. Where's the chat? Okay. Here's the shortcuts. And I'm just going to show this here because I'm going to show you some of these in action. So I was using some of them. I know you couldn't see them, but this is for Mac devices, and I also have for Windows. I'm a Mac user, so let me just show you. I'll go back to our presentation. So some of our basic shortcuts, right? So for example, like your basic system shortcuts work here. So Command Z, Command for undo, Command Y for redo, Command S for save, but everything is auto saving here, thankfully, so you don't have to worry about that. Let me click out. If you want to select all, Command A. If you want to create a rectangle, just R, line, L, C for circle. So lots of really, really easy shortcuts. Something else that I wanted to show you was this. So quick actions menu at the bottom left. So here you can see page numbers, add page numbers, magic write, which is another AI feature. So describe your writing task. Write a 30-second pitch for my musician sponsorship pitch deck. Let's see what it comes up with. All right, so made it really quickly. It wrote a whole 30-second pitch for me, right? And so then I can do this, but would be like make a change, more like this, or you can insert it right there on your slides. You don't even have to write words. You can have Canva write words for you. But there is a shortcut to bring up your quick actions menu on Mac. It's Command E. So it then comes up right here in the middle. So things become much quicker when you are using those options. All right, so let me put this in full present mode. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to, or I sent you that full link as well. And then here is for Windows devices, all the same shortcuts, just for Windows. All right. So time-saving tips for template searching. So you can search by a keyword or choose a category, filter results by category and style. And I'll show you this in a moment. Once you choose a category like social media, more filters will appear. You can hover over templates, select the more icon and choose preview the template. You can use Magic Design, which I already showed you, Magic Design. And then once a design is started, you can click the templates tab in the Canva editor to see relevant templates and apply more filters. So let me just show you quickly how to do this. Okay. So we're in templates. So you can search, right? And then some things will pop up for you as suggestions. You can, any starred templates will show up here as well. So let's do education. And once you get to education, different subjects pop up, right? So let's do science. So you have lessons that are ready to teach. So you can come up with multiple assets for whatever that you are building, right? So you have these kind of groupings here as well. I've seen a coloring book that was pretty, okay, here's one, a coloring book, word searches. So all types of things here as far as like finding things. So you can then filter in more detail by grade, by resource type, by language, which doesn't matter to me because you can just put it in your language. And then here's all the filters, right, on the edge that you can look through. Something else that you can do here other than favoriting or starring is if you click the ellipses, you can customize a template, preview it, or translate it if it's in another language. So I clicked preview, and now that I click preview, I can see the rest of the slides here. So I can go through everything, make sure I like everything. And then once I decide that I like it, I can also share it, but then customize, which opens up the editor. And then you can do with it as you please. So you can add notes here. I think I missed that on when I was creating the other presentation, which is also really helpful. You can use the duration and the timer features as well. Okay. All right, so brand kit setup. Let me go through that now. Make sure we get to it. This is really helpful, the brand kit setup. Let me go here, back at home, get out of templates. All right, so I'm just going to click brand. And it defaults you to brand templates. So this could be a little confusing. I was confused about this. What you have to do to see the brand kit, again, this is a paid feature, is open the menu. And so you can see all of your brand options. So brand kit is a top option. And it's really easy to make a brand kit. So I'll show you one that I've made. So this is one with everything that I've uploaded, right? So I have logos. So this is for my me as a musician. I have a different name. It's Soleil. And these are all my assets. So I have colors, which were actually imported automatically from the assets that I uploaded. So like my logos and my graphics, all of these were imported. I didn't have to upload them, which was a real time saver. And it's telling you like where it came from. Okay, so those are all of the colors. You can add them, change them. I don't have any specific fonts. I just throw my logo on things. So you can add that as well if you do have that. If you have a brand voice, you can add that. Some photos. So I just added these like, I got custom illustrations done that I use on my social media and things like that. So I added those. I have some other graphics that I've uploaded. You can add icons, charts, colors. So the way that this shows up when you create a new brand kit, everything is empty. You just upload it. It's really, really easy to use. And then once you upload it, as you have noticed, I've been able to access that when I am creating an asset. I just go to brand and everything shows up there that I've uploaded. So really, really simple. So let's go back to brand kits. I have another one for Cleary Co. as well, which is my LLC. They both kind of have like similar colors. But let's go to brand templates. So I started to make this because I'm a singer. So let's open this up. This is not me. This is just like an image that was already in this flyer, but I like the flyer, so I started using this. And this is something that you can just go ahead and start editing. So I've only implemented my brand colors here. I threw on my logo, not in a way that like is centered or anything. I haven't added my image there, but as you can see, I just go over to brand. Everything that I've uploaded is there. So it makes it really easy to use. And then once I have a brand template, this can be reused, right? So I can just upload dates for new shows and things of that nature. So it becomes a reusable asset. And then the brand controls, I think I went through. I don't have any brand controls because it's just me. But again, those are helpful for, where is it? Teams, right? So if you have a team, you could set brand colors only, brand fonts only, things of that nature. Okay, and then last couple things that I have for you. So how to use Canva in your workflow. So as a UX designer, I would say that you can use it as a support tool versus if you're in branding, marketing, something else that's related, you can use Canva as an entire production house. You can enable scalability, collaboration, brand consistency, all of these things that I've shown you. It's really helpful. So a couple things that, I thought that were helpful to share. So one, Canva is not a replacement for design tools like Figma, which is the UX UI design standard tool. But it is really helpful for several things. So templates, like we've seen, drag and drop features. So you can create something like a mood board, presentation, user persona, quick interface mockups. There is like an element in the design portion of Canva where you're creating, and it's just like the outline of an iPhone. So you can create like a really, really quick interface mockup in Canva. Helpful for hosting brand and UI kits for marketing teams, sharing locked templates so they can stay consistent when creating assets. So if you have an entire UI system built, maybe you don't want to share the entire Figma file with your marketing team, or maybe they don't have access. So easy to share that via Canva. Easy editing and commenting for stakeholders when it comes to presentation drafts and marketing visuals, so no one breaks the design system, right? We hate a broken design system. They take a long time to build. So this is really helpful when it comes to that. You can choose the access level. Great for creating infographics as well in research reports. I know we didn't get that today, but that is an option in Canva. Also great for documentation. So the AI tools in Canva can help with creating these designs and images around the product, like that are not directly UX UI, but like emails, onboarding guides, any technical documentation, any kind of other internal documents that you might need. Canva AI can create these and also can provide code for these types of things if necessary. All right. And then Canva workflow and branding and marketing. So of course, the brand kit. You saw the logos, fonts, colors stored in one place, and templates to share with the sales team and other stakeholders. So it's really easy way to share things. You're not sharing like, something that I've used many times is like a Google folder link. And things are, organized, but I think it's presented a lot simpler in Canva, so you can see things like that. Marketing campaigns, right? You need assets. So like ads, social media content, thumbnails, print. So Canva really helps you speed up this production work using these templates, using the AI features. You can easily duplicate or resize like I showed you. Really helpful. Also, you can create multiple versions of creative assets, right? That AI feature, the kit feature that we saw, like for the science project or whatever it was, like you can create one thing for multiple mediums. And you can also then use these different versions to A/B test, right? So I know that A/B testing is really important for marketing, for ads and things like that. So after you test them, you can come back and then choose your final version in Canva, but really easy to create those multiple versions quickly. And then the AI tools can provide copy for blogs, emails, social media, captions, creating videos. So everything that I tried to touch on today is really helpful for branding and marketing teams. Okay, so I did leave some time for questions. So let me go ahead and get over to the chat. Where is it? Just give me a second. Okay. Okay, so I saw, can you show how to create a new brand kit? Yeah, that was it. So I showed you my kit. I can just open it quickly. So in your homepage, you go to brand kits, and you just press add new, and then you name it, create, and then you start uploading everything. So everything that I showed you, it looks exactly the same. You just press add new. Okay, so let's see. Let me hop over the questions. What are good Canva use cases for a product designer, both in their day job and as a freelancer? Maybe I just got to that, Lachlan. Let me know if you have a specific question about that. And I can answer that. Okay. Do you think Canva Pro replaces Adobe Creative Suite? Looks like you can do everything and so much more for a much lower cost than Adobe subscription with easier UX. I would say that I don't know all of Adobe Creative Suite, so I don't know that I can answer your question exactly, but I do agree that it is much lower cost. Adobe has been around a lot longer, right? And I think there's like more, you have to download specific apps for Adobe. So there's more things you can do, like especially for motion related things. I think Adobe has more there, and Adobe also has Adobe XD, which is like a specific UX design tool, which Canva doesn't have any specific UX design tool. So I think that would be my answer. Curious to know if maybe you want to try that out and think that you can create, if you can replace the Creative Suite. I think that it can definitely replace some things, maybe not all things. Can Canva creations be used for paid client work? Okay, yes, Justina, and that one was answered. Okay, so I'm going to skip over everything that Chadwick answered. Thank you so much for your help there, Chadwick. I need to wrap a label about a bottle. Is that possible in Canva? I know you can create, the custom dimensions. So if you create your custom dimensions there and just lay it out how you want to lay it out, you can also like use Canva for print design. It's just not something that I use Canva for, or I don't have experience in print design. I was never a graphic designer. So I do think it's possible. Yes. Okay. I see the slide decks. Okay, is everything royalty free that Canva AI designs? That's a good question. I'm going to say yes. Canva is a big company. It's my assumption that the answer is yes, because it's a big company. They have a big legal team, so I think they've probably thought that through. So that's my answer, my assumption. Other than a terabyte of storage, is there an option to store, download entire brand or template assets? So I know that you can download everything that you have. So I'm going to say yes. Okay, Canva AI credits. Is the amount given a monthly amount? So I know that mine renews like every time that my subscription renews, which is monthly. I pay monthly. So I'm going to say the unused credits roll over. I've had like a bunch of credits stacked up, so it's not something that I've totally paid attention to because I have a lot of credits, but I'm going to say they likely roll over because that's what happens in other AI tools as well that I have subscriptions to. They always roll over. They don't like expire. AI. Yes, AI is part of the free version. You can't use it as much basically. But there is AI in the free version. Okay, what else? Okay, awesome. Okay. Where did you go to find pitch deck templates? So I'm still sharing here, right? Okay, so you can either start from create, and you can just search pitch deck and it comes up. You can also start from, so everything is here. You can also use this again. Remember the magic design. You can search for pitch deck presentations and it'll make you some custom ones. You can also start from, so I started from create. You can start from templates. So maybe you go to business and it might come up with like pitch deck, or you can start searching here. Okay, can you use Canva AI to match assets to an existing website? Upload a URL. The presentation won't be shared, but you will have a copy of the presentation of the recording. All right, can you use Canva AI to match assets to an existing website? Excuse me, upload a URL. This is not something I've tried. It's not something I've had a need to do, so that's a great question. I know that you can, for example, like upload in the AI, use the plus button and upload something. So maybe you upload a screenshot of those assets in the website, and it might be able to match for you if you create the prompt that way. Okay, I got time. I also just want to put this up quickly in the case that you want to connect with me afterwards. And then if I have like 30 seconds, I'll get to one more question. So thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate it. This is my LinkedIn here. If you just search Emily Cleary, M-A, you'll find me. And actually, you know what? Why am I telling you this? I can just drop it in the chat. Give me a second. So you can connect with me. And then if you have questions or anything like that, we can connect that way. Because I know there are questions that I did not get to. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. Tried to monitor as best I can while staying in the time limit. So let me just drop this in here. All right. My LinkedIn is there. Happy to connect with you all. Okay. I appreciate you all coming. I'll just leave it open for a second in the case that you do want to grab the LinkedIn or anything like that, or if any of you want to connect with each other. If I didn't answer your question, you can feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn and I will do my best to answer your question. If I don't have the answer, I will find it. So yes. Nur Acosta, yeah, the link will be shared with you, so you'll be able to rewatch. I also see a question here about website design. Just real quick, you can create a custom dimension in Canva, and you can start creating website design that way. You can also look for a template for that. So easy to do. All right, everyone. I see everyone dropping out, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Thank you all again.